wish we could put the list of Gemini, what they had their top 10. I mean, top 11, or greatest 11 of all time. Gemini. It's kind of like ChatGPT.
Oh, fuck that.
That's for Google.
Make your own fucking list.
No, I made mine, but I'm talking about they made theirs, and ChatGPT had theirs, and it was circulating around, and it was crazy because a lot of people disagree and a lot of people agree with it, and some didn't even care to go against the list.
Yeah.
But mine on greatest 11, I have Buffon as goalkeeper.
Okay.
Longevity wise, Buffon it's been, and most people don't probably know this, Buffon has been top 3 goalkeepers since 1998 to 2018 at the top 3 considered every single year. And that's not even thinking about before 1998 and after 2018.
Yeah, because he's still going. What? No, he
well, he retired, but
I mean, after 2018, but he was
yes.
still around. Yeah, for sure.
So that's a lot of time. Roberto Carlos will be my left back, best of all time. You had it?
Yes.
Yes,
of course. And that seemed like an outlier. If you look at what other people's lists were, Roberto Carlos was like in dispute on the left side, and I didn't quite understand that. I feel like you need him over there.
Yeah, I just don't. I mean, you probably, there's not even an argument. I used to argue in my head just to see if I could counter my own argument and bring in Marcelo. But still, Marcelo didn't have the defensive attribute that Roberto Carlos gives you.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
And my defenders, though, both of them, I chose Maldini as my center back, and I chose Ramos.
Okay.
I know the list on most people, they choose Frank, I think, Beckenbauer. I think Frank Beckenbauer, because he was a German defender. And
there are two big ones that you see. It's Franco Baresi and Franz Beckenbauer as the two Baresi, that would sort of alternate in that middle spot. Now I have my own arrangement of that, but my arrangement does consist of the majority of the people that you've said.
Yeah, okay. Baresi is good too. I tried debating with that, but it's also because I saw more Ramos, and usually when this discussion occurs and when you're trying to pick the one that you think is the good or greatest all time or whatever, I know a lot of people consider what they saw. Sometimes they affect. But my argument to what you saw, this is history, is documented. It's like you into film, someone comes and say, this is just an example. Black Panther is the greatest cipher, right? And you've seen Superman before, not the Superman that's been produced, like the ones or Captain America, and you're like, there's that, and the kid will tell you, well, I didn't see that. Well, that's why you make your go research, right? So for me,
the only thing about that, because like I use that as well in my in how I approach sports. What you will see though, and hopefully this is what kind of changes along in history, is that unlike film, where you can go back and watch these films, it's up to you that you're choosing not to. Aside from highlight reels, it's so hard to find full matches, because that's the difference.
It's like we need to blame FIFA for it.
It's kind of like, so like if I gauge and this is what I've done, because I wasn't alive for half the guys on my fucking list. So you watch highlights and you watch as many big clips as possible. You're kind of saying the film equivalent is, well, I haven't watched those movies, but I've seen the trailers.
Yeah,
and it's like so like you want to have access to more full matches of like Lev Yashin and Cafu and Baresi. Like you want full like, I want to sit and watch the full match, not just a 20-minute compilation of how great they are, because like I know how great that they are.
That's true.
And it's like you can do that with almost any player that's played in the Premier League to a certain capacity. And I'm not saying that it's a bad thing to go off these highlights. What I mean is that I think it's easier for someone to say in sports, well, I saw more of him.
Oh yeah,
that holds a bit more water, because
that makes sense.
It's just harder to get full matches, whereas in film you're able to.
But for basketball, I will a little bit disagree with people like that, because there's more of basketball games out there from the 90s, right? Than football, which that's a very good argument.
Where are all the full 1960s Brazilian games? Where are they?
I think FIFA don't want to release that, which is crazy, because I thought they will do. But Baresi is a good one, because actually I think he played the World Cup of 19 I can't remember exactly the 92 or whatever. He came to play the final and he was injured, supposed to go to the hospital. they don't make players like that.
Yeah.
So I have personally Ramos just because he won every single thing as a team.
Yeah.
And individual as a defender or center back, I don't feel like. Of course, you can say Baresi and all these guys, but I think I will put them toe to toe with him because
Yeah.
the way he played the game and the fact that he had so much passion, and he has all the accolades too.
Yeah,
So,
that's what I was gonna say too. It's like if you're going to open that spot up for a younger player that you got to see more of, it doesn't feel like fandom. It's
Yeah.
like this is obviously one of those Rio Ferdinand, John Terry
Yes.
era, Thiago Silva of like
Yeah.
whether or not they hold their own completely against a Maldini or a Beckenbauer. It's a younger player because you saw the most of them, but like that list is very short
Yeah.
of those guys that are at that level,
That-
and
yeah,
Ramos
that's-
is one of
that's
them.
true.
So you hope in these kinds of lists that you accept that and go, yeah, I get
Yeah.
that. I see him up there.
Cafu was one of the first early right back to do the inverted.
Yeah.
You guys should go watch him.
Yeah.
He had that thing going on, and at that time they didn't know about inverted fullback, but he had it.
Yeah, it's like he was doing it. They just didn't quite know what to call it yet.
Yes.
Kind of like Beckenbauer being the first kind of sweeping defender.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
he does that.
He does
It's
that,
not
yeah.
it's not a play style. It's just what he does.
Yeah. Then at the middle, it was kind of interesting because the middle there's so much going
Yeah, I'm actually
on,
really
but-
curious about this
Yeah, I have Zidane, Xavi, and Maradona, but Maradona as my 10, just because I was debating if I should put Messi there or leave Messi on the wing.
Sure.
So I have Maradona, Zidane, Xavi, and Zidane is the greatest midfielder for me in that space because of the touch. There's no one that has a first touch like Zidane. Zidane's first touch is like it's a dribble and it's an action
Yeah.
in one thing.
Yeah.
It's like he determines the play before the play happens with that first touch. That's how I see it. Xavi is the guy you call him and ask him, and he asks you, where do you want the ball? If you say I want it on my nose, he will put it on
Yep,
your nose.
yep.
He was that precise.
He's gonna airmail it to you.
And Maradona, Maradona's game, he won everything that you can think of. A legend of Napoli. And in the World Cup, he always showed up. And I think he was so ahead of his time that that position would be difficult to fill.
Yeah. And even though he doesn't have the same amount of silverware of a lot of the guys in this list, part of our criteria is like the ability to affect and change a game.
Yes.
And the individuality of the style and what, because Ronaldinho is similar to that. And I don't know if he's on your list or not, but the lack of silverware when compared to a lot of these guys, he didn't accomplish as much in the trophy cabinet, but he had the ability to influence play in a way that was unrivaled, and Maradona does that more. It's like the trophy cabinet is secondary to exactly what he does, and
as my in the attacking position though, my formation is a 4-3-3.
Same.
On my left wing I have Cristiano Ronaldo, and you just talked about Ronaldinho, so I was debating of putting Ronaldinho as my left wing and Cristiano Ronaldo as my 9. But if the aliens showed up today and they told me put a best team together to win, I'll put Ronaldo.
And this is what they're interested in for some reason. If they land, this is what they go to first.
So I'll put Ronaldo, the big Ronaldo, for you guys that don't know, not Cristiano Ronaldo, R9. He will be my striker.
Sure.
Left wing Cristiano Ronaldo, and Cristiano Ronaldo, he's gonna get 1,000 goals for sure. The longevity is crazy.
Yeah.
And
he also just spent more time on the left than as a 9. That was an alteration for his declining physicality.
Yeah.
So like while he can do that, that's not what he did the most.
But definitely. So and
kind of like Wayne Rooney being a center forward, when it's like, no, he's a wide player first, and you know that.
Yes.
He's got highlights in the center, but when you're that good, you have a highlight anywhere in the bathroom.
Messi, incontested.
Yeah.
On the right wing.
Yeah.
So that's my greatest 11.
Sure.
And these are the criteria, just so I can repeat before Julian takes over. Impact on club and international stage. Individual brilliance, Ballon d'Or award stats, iconic moment and influence on the game, longevity and consistency. And when you talk about iconic moment, Zidane won Brazil in 2006 by himself.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
So that's one iconic game. When you talk about these players, man, they have so much iconic games. They define the game, and So
Yeah, no, and quite literally, and that's part of we kind of touched on it earlier. Like quite literally, define the game.
Yeah.
Like terms now exist because of just what they did as individuals, not so much they were the best at doing that. It's like no, they invented that.
Yes,
The reason that you even know this is a term is because of how they operated within that system. Yeah, no, great list.
Yeah.
Do you enjoy that list?
Oh yeah.
Is that a good list for you?
This is a good list for me. If I had to redo, if there was another one, I probably would put Ronaldinho. But I know, and I saw some lists. People don't have Cristiano Ronaldo. And I know the people who don't have it, they're just hating on him. And I know these are Messi fans.
I will challenge that he is not in mine, but I am not a Cristiano Ronaldo hater.
Okay.
So
I can get behind that because I know you're not Cristiano Ronaldo.
And I think that you'll see the
Go ahead.
the setup here. So the goalkeeper to win a Ballon d'Or and have 9 nominations is Lev Yashin.
Now
you gotta have the Soviet keeper in there, man. Come on.
So with that, I've seen that, but my problem with that is Soviet era, dude. Like, yes, there's history. Again, that probably is an counter argument to just what I said earlier, but it's too far, and it's the Soviet era. That thing don't even exist. But I understand what you're saying because when I used to look at the players that had more goals at the time, Cristiano hadn't reached like 700. There was a guy from the Soviet, I think Yugoslavia or something. So he had 700 something, So,
well, and so that kind of we didn't say stat padding.
No. I'm just saying that.
There's speculation, and so that's what informed my number 9 choice as well.
Okay.
So my back line is interesting because my back line and my midfield have 2 options to change one person out depending on what you're doing tactically. So the 4-man back as it stands right now is Cafu as a right back.
Okay.
Roberto Carlos in the left, and in the middle I have Maldini, and I have Beckenbauer. Now.
Oof.
I saw a lot of these lists.
Beckenbauer is the first guy he invented the libero. If you guys don't know, we don't play that. That is kind of lost right now. It's not really a thing anymore, but he's the libero inventor.
So a lot of these lists put together because Maldini also played on the left a little bit.
Yeah.
So I made the alteration. I said, so that's my first one, but I said, if I have an alteration to make, then I take out Roberto Carlos. Sorry, buddy.
Yeah.
And I move Maldini to the left, and then I bring in Franco Baresi.
Ooh, that's a good alteration.
Because that way, at least, you still like you're sacrificing a lot of pace by taking Roberto Carlos out. But Maldini was also very physical, and he can sweep up and clean up in the back.
Yeah.
So the midfield kind of operates in a similar way. I've got the original, as it stands here, is Zidane in the middle. I have Johan Cruyff.
Ooh.
Because he spent more time in the attacking build-up. But I also have Maradona.
Yeah.
So then I have an alteration here. If, let's say, I'm a little more exposed by having too many attacking-minded players out there, I would bench Cruyff because you still have to have Maradona in the attack.
Oh, yeah.
I think Iniesta comes in to balance off of Zidane and dictate passing and right of play more.
So you got Iniesta over Xavi?
Just barely.
Just
barely. I think so.
Just kind of. So for you just said your midfield. What you said again for your midfield?
It was so the original lineup
Johan Cruyff.
Attacking heavy. Johan Cruyff was in the attack.
So it's pretty interesting. Johan Cruyff, yes, I thought about it, but I see Johan Cruyff more as a master of football than as a footballer. Although the whole Netherlands way of football, he kind of pioneered most of that. What I mean by master, think about Kung Fu. You go and study under a master. When you think about football of today, he basically pioneered the whole thing, like the tiki-taka and everything. Yeah. So that's how I see him. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, so I wanted to have that ability of, like, just in case, having Cruyff and Maradona right behind my striker if that was getting us a little overexposed. And then, I decided Messi on the right. Yeah. Of course, you can't not.
Definitely.
And, I had Ronaldinho on the left over Ronaldo. But just because I think of... And someone might hate on this, but, like, if you have somebody in the midfield like Iniesta and Zidane that can really dictate pace and run of play, I think that on the left wide, Ronaldinho could affect the speed of the game more than Ronaldo.
Okay.
The way that he was able to slow down, the way that, when he had the ball, every single person had to react defensively. It was less about, kind of worrying about everybody else. But, like, once he was able to stop down and had the ball at his feet, was just a little more technically innovative
Yeah.
in a way that makes everybody take advantage, like take heed
Yeah.
of what
Yeah.
he's gonna do, and then that allows everybody around him to kind of free form
Figure
and
it out.
and then I was deciding between R9 and Pele. I picked
Yeah,
R9.
you picked that
And then
already.
in my heart, Thierry are up there.
Thierry?
In these forwards, buddy. He's not legitimately on the list, but he's not crazy far down the list either. But
No.
if we're being serious
If
about
you
the
did
all,
this top
the all-time.
striker, I think of all time, I see him being top striker too. But I see him top 5. Like, I'm talking pure striker. I'm
Yes.
not talking
Yeah,
people that converted at the end of the day. No.
Right.
Pure
So it's like
striker.
in my heart, he's up there. But like when you're talking about the all-time 11s, it's like I just want to say his name.
Yeah.